Hello, my name is Ms. Mocha, and I have another book that I read. It's called Baby Girl 2, and there is a Baby Girl 1, but I haven't read it, and you really don't need to. I mean, if you want to get a more in-depth look at, like, the characters, you can, but Baby Girl 2 basically picks up where the first book left off, which you should know, but when I was at the library and I saw this book, the front of the book is what like pulled me into it, and not because there's like this hot girl in a car. It's just that it's just like if you just look at her face, she just looks. Oh, I'm here, I'm hot, but there's something underneath all that, and I don't know, but that just it really pulled me in. But once I opened the book and read like the first pages of the story, it it really showed the suspense of Kyla and Shard. And they're the main characters of the book. And like right at the front of the book, Kyla is expecting Shard's child, and for a while they're all right. They know that it's coming, but after a while, like secrets start to seep into their perfect world, and they are forced into a world apart. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to read the book, because the book will show you what I'm saying. When Kyla hooks up with Shard, like, it's a blessing and a curse. To me, it looked like a blessing and a curse, because they show what happens when like you give the wrong man your heart. Like, and it was a sad story, but it was also one of those stories where you're like, man, she had to fight through a lot to, not just, stop, falling in love with Shard, but to really find herself. Shard is a thug, and not just a thug, he's a thug leader, and he's always gonna be a thug leader all day, every day, throughout the whole book. That's what he does. He hooks up with the wrong kind of people, and kind of like in the middle of the book, he hooks up with the wrong kind of people and leaves Kyla on her own. And I thought that was kind of messed up, because during her pregnancy, like, she was ride or die. She was with her man, doing everything that she possibly could do to keep him happy. And then their world kind of just falls apart. But I think that comes with the territory of being a thug, And I think Kyla is forced to go back to her family, because she really has nowhere left to go. Like, Shard is her whole world. I mean, and that's one thing that really got on my nerves, because she like got pulled into living with Shard buying her stuff, Shard telling her, not just that he loves her, but just telling her what to do. And she didn't have anything to fall back on. And I get that was young love, I got it, but it kind of just like, it forced her to grow up. And even though they stayed in contact with each other, Kyla had to provide for herself and her child. When her child was born, she does have it. They are like a Bonnie and Clyde type of, love, but, add the baby. Even though they like stayed in contact with each other when they were like separated, like, Kyla had to provide for herself, which kind of made me mad, because Shard knew she was pregnant. Shard knew that she was having a baby, and he kind of just disappears off the face of the earth and stays in contact through a phone. That kind of made me mad. That pissed me off, because I was sitting there trying to figure out why he did that to her. The upside of that is that Kyla had to figure out how to provide for herself and her child, but she also had to do this thing called grow up, which was amazing, because she grew up at a rapid pace. I don't know why it took a baby for her to grow up, but it was one of those things. But this book left me feeling a little controversial, as you can tell from everything that happened, because the ending of the book left me controversial, and you're going to have to read that to understand why it left me controversial, because I see that she had to like grow up, and but she kept running back to Shard. Every time I saw it, I was like, this is like beyond puppy love. This is beyond like lust. This is just crazy, because I don't see why any woman would want to run after a man that leaves her by herself, no matter what the consequences are. But he was this thug that was dealing drugs and doing what he wanted to do. He kind of left Shard in the back. I mean, not Shard. He kind of left Kyla in the background. So I give this book. What did I give this book? I think I gave this book 2 stars because I felt like it really, like, it was kind of just there. Like, it was good. It had, like, a good storyline. But it had the same storyline I always read. I just wanted to see more, like, push towards it. The one thing that I did like was, like, how all the secrets started to come into light, and she had to really, I say it a million times, but she had to really grow up. You know, and she did. And she, you know, figured it out herself. And I'm happy for her. I loved her character. That is Baby Girl 2 by Shavon Moore. I think everyone should read it. I think it is one of those books that you need to read to understand, like it. And if you like those books about, like, thugs and, you know, the women that stand behind them, it's a good book to read.